Right, guys, so if I were 18 again, here's the advice I would give myself. Now I am 24 years of age. So yeah, I think, at 18, thing is, you're quite young. I just left school at this stage, and people, I feel like we have bad guidance nowadays. It's all just, oh, when you're 18, oh, study hard and leaving certain, get good grades and go to university and stuff like that. And like people act as if that's the one and only way you can live your life. Okay, and it's just crazy. There's other things you can do. People just aren't thinking outside the box these days, and I really do believe that it's a scam. It's the education system brainwashing us into going to university to make them money. They don't give a shit about us. I remember I even have a stepbrother, and he even told me that oh, if you fail the leaving cert, it doesn't mean your life is over because you can always repeat, and that's just crazy. Okay, so yeah, 18 years of age, I've just done the leaving cert. What advice would I give myself? You know, back then I was a bit confused, or the guidance I had was so poor. People did not understand me. I back then, everybody would tell me, "Oh, Mark, you're so smart, you're intelligent," and because that's one of the bullshit beliefs we have these days. Everyone is smart and wonderful and can do something amazing with their life. They just put their minds to it. Well, yeah, I believe you can achieve great things, but you have to start with the basics. Okay. If I could go back in time, 'cause I was confused. I was wondering, why am I doing so badly in school despite working so hard if I'm so intelligent? I just couldn't get my head around it. So there's a bit of confusion there. But if I could go back in time and talk to myself as an 18-year-old, I would say, no, Mark, you're not smart. You have a mental defect. Okay, you're way below average. You need to work on that. Okay, and it's not really my fault. I was just bad guidance. All right, because if I did poorly in a test or an exam, teachers would say, "Oh, work harder, just work harder," And some of those teachers were so stupid. I remember there was one teacher. He was my geography teacher, and for homework every day, he didn't really give us specific homework. It was just a case of just write notes for based on what we've done in class. That's the only homework he ever gave us. So we'd write out our notes and for homework each day, and he'd correct it. And I did my notes. He said I did the best notes in the class, and but I still did poorly in the exams. I was getting like D's and stuff. And I asked him like, why am I doing so poorly in the exams if I'm doing working so hard with my notes? And my teacher said, well, you need to be ruthless with your notes. Ruthless with your notes? What? I'm not trying to invade countries. I'm not trying to, take over the world or anything. I'm just trying to learn some information. And oh, you're not ruthless enough. Yeah, you need to, stab a few people in the class and just so yeah, you're the only one left standing, so you can get the best grades or something stupid like that. I mean, come on, that's just really stupid. Like, okay, and so yeah, I got and yeah, for my junior cert, I got a letter home saying, oh, you need to study 5 to 6 hours a day in order to do well for your junior cert, and I did that for the last couple months of third year and throughout most of fifth year. I still got poor grades. Um, I'll go back and tell myself, no, they're wrong. You can't study that much. You get no benefit from studying that much. You need to study in small doses. Alright, especially when you have a low IQ. And last 8 months I've been just studying for 30 minutes a day. Could be 30 minutes of reading, it could be 20 minutes of reading plus a 10-minute YouTube video. And I've improved massively. Okay, in 8 months. Give it another 2 years and I feel like I'll be a very high standard YouTuber. So yeah, that's the advice I would give myself. Look, just forget everything they told you. They're idiots. They're clueless. Work on your brain because your IQ is very low. Working a job is very difficult. That's what as a 17-year-old, I got a job washing cars and I got fired on my second day. All right, and as a 22-year-old, I got a job at McDonald's, and 21-year-old, and yeah, I found that job very difficult. My head was wrecked after every shift. I was having migraines because it was so hard to keep up. And yeah, I managed to keep my job, but it was very difficult. So yeah, definitely I'd say, just take some time to just improve your brain. All right. Now another difficult part of being 18 is parents would say, "Oh, you have to go to college. You need to go to college." I'd go back and say, "No, you do not need to go to college. I went to like a level 5 course, not university, but like a step below, kind of what they call like community college in the United States, but we call it like further education in Ireland, further education institutes or institutes of further education. I would say, look, just try to get a job. Just save up and just move out. And start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel. That's one thing I'd also do. And one of the reasons I tell myself to move out is because the people in that area in Carrickmines are quite snobby, and I only found that out later. And it wasn't nice being in that area. I moved in there at 16, but I was in a boarding school 5 days a week, so I didn't really spend a huge amount of time in that area. Then I moved in and stayed there full time from 18 till 22, and it just took a while, but eventually I realized that the people there are really snobby, and I'd say, look, just move away from here. This is not the place you want to be. Just save up, move out, go somewhere else. All right, start a YouTube channel. That's what I'm doing now since 2017, and yeah, just be very patient. Try to work your brain, because back then I didn't realize how important your brain actually was in life. You can't really do much with the low IQ in your life. Um, like struggling at McDonald's. That's no hope of a promotion when you have an IQ as low as I had. And yeah, that's some of the main piece of advice I would give. At 18 years of age, maybe one other piece of advice is maybe move to a different county where the rent's cheaper, and yeah, just live there and just work part time because the rent's so cheap. I haven't actually done that. I haven't got around to actually doing that. I'm planning on doing that though soon. Um, and yeah, I think I just had all these wrong ideas in my head. Like I used to think, oh, if you work at McDonald's, well, it means your life is over. You're a loser. That's not necessarily the case. Um, as long as you're building towards something better, I think it's fine. I'm 24 years old. I still work at McDonald's. So, is there anything else I can say? Oh yeah, running is not the be all and end all of life. Like I used to be obsessed with running at that age, and I feel like the reason I was obsessed with running is because it was the only thing I was ever really good at. But I tell myself, look, you can get good at anything if you just be very patient and put in the time and effort. All right, like you might have to take a year or two out just to train on your own, just to become good enough to play for a team. But like it'll pay off in the end. You can become good at nearly anything if you put your mind to it. Because I think back then I had a very fixed mindset. I believe that, oh, if you're bad at school, if you do badly in the Leaving Cert, you're not smart. You're destined to a life of mediocrity. And now I have more of a growth mindset. I realize that you can be really really bad at something and still get good at it. Like that's not going to be easy. It's going to be a long hard road. Like for me as a YouTuber, I've been really serious about this for 8 months. I've been very consistent. I've improved quite a bit, but I'm still getting like hardly any success. That's okay because 8 months isn't enough time to go from the bottom to the top. All right, you need to be more patient than that. Um, so yeah, just keep trying and keep trying till death. That's my new motto. Just keep trying till death. um, hope eventually you should be able to improve. But first of all, you need to find a way to actually improve. How do you improve? I believe your brain is very important as a YouTuber. So reading. Oh shit, this is the wrong book. I was meant to bring out my Rob Carney book, but I brought up my Sean Kavanagh book. I was going to read that book, but yeah. So typical day: 10 minutes of YouTube video, 20 minutes of reading. Um, yeah. And is there anything else I can say? What more advice would I give myself? Yeah, I think that's about it. I can't really think of anything else.